to making an understatement to start narrating the massive displacement and losses to property and above all precious lives caused by the more than a decade-long Boko Haram insurgency in the northeastern part of Nigeria, Borno State in particular. History of such an unfortunate incident will not be complete without relating it to Dikwa, a predominantly Kanuri community noted for farming and commerce. It was a record that Dikwa, with a population of about 300,000 inhabitants, was for 4 good years a ghost town, meaning that all the inhabitants had to flee to become IDPs elsewhere, owing to constant attacks by the Boko Haram insurgents. NTA came across Hajja Falmata, believed to be the only mortal who refused to leave Dikwa, as did all the inhabitants when the attacks by the Boko Haram fighters became ferocious and incessant.
Well, it is a fact that even when everybody in the town was fleeing for his safety and that of his family, I stayed back and refused to heed to the advice of all those who matter to me, for the simple reason that fleeing will not insulate me from suffering the discomfort brought by the insurgency, so I stayed back.
How did she survive cohabiting with the insurgents who took over the town?
Well, they were all over the town when they realized I was the only person remaining. Some of them wielding arms even came to me, asking me why I was still staying in the town. My answer to them was that all those who fled did so to escape from suffering, but did that insulate them from the untold hardship they endured for a long period of time? I prefer to endure the hardship in my matrimonial home than to flee and suffer it as an IDP.
She shared with the NTA how she used to fit in such a situation.
As I was feeding myself, even before the attack, I was actively engaged in farming all year round, so I had enough in reserve to feed. More so, when my uncle, who initially pleaded with me to flee with him and told him no, he, out of pity and empathy, gave me 1 bag of guinea corn to manage my life, and the rest is history.
She speaks on why she refused to flee even when she had the chance, as did others, including her immediate family members.
At the beginning of the attacks, we were 5 in number as siblings. When the attacks became lethal and incessant, the 4 of the siblings fled, leaving me behind, though in apprehension. I thought of the endless trekking, thirst and hunger often associated with life as a refugee, so I told myself to remain back, and so it was.
When and how was Dikwa town freed of the Boko Haram fighters? The revelation by Ya Halima Bor is too vivid to be doubted.
For weeks, the Boko Haram fighters heard from the grapevine that the military was closing in on Dikwa with heavy arms from 2 different directions that we later learned to be Gambolu axis and Maiduguri. That made them apprehensive and jittery. The second factor was acute shortage of supplies necessary for human survival that were lacking then in Dikwa. That was how they moved out of the town in droves, resulting in its eventual liberation without a shot being fired.